Welcome to Eurocraft software training. Today I'll be guiding you through the process to create a quote. First thing we do, we look up on the browser Eurocraft. And click on the Eurocraft website. Then we click Dealers and we put in the credentials. Log in. And this is the first page. We click on Quote Sales Orders. And down here we will have the list of all the quotes previously created. To create a new quote, we come here, New Quote. And now you have project name, markup, and customer tax exempt. In this case, for project name, I'm going to type test. And for markup, what I usually like to do is to just quote my product without any markup, and then based on where I am on the price, I'll add my markup. And if your customer is tax exempt, you can choose this box. If not, just leave it blank. So I'm going to leave the markup at 0 and I'm going to save. And as you can see, a quote number is created. It says dealer name, project name. Here you have the option to include your client information, the name, and the contact. Here it tells you created by Training Eurocraft. This order is confirmed. It will say confirmed by the person that confirmed the order, and it also gives you the date when the order was confirmed. Now, to add a product, we come here where it says add line, and we have to fill this out. First, we put the quantity, then the mark. The mark is usually where the window or the door is going, or you can also order it alphabetically. Then Eurocraft series, we have two series. We have aluminum, MU, PVC. In this case, I'm going to choose aluminum. For product type, you have windows, special shapes, sliding glass door, residential door, commercial door, and storefronts. I'm going to quote window, and the product category is what type of window are you quoting? Is it a fixed window, single hung, horizontal, a mullion, a casement, or a casement fix? I'm going to choose the fixed window, and there you have a little image of what the fixed window looks like. So you have to click on the image, and then you'll see here that you have to complete this in order to save the quote. So glass type, we have 516, 716, 916, and insulated glass. Here you will choose the type of glass that the customer requires. In this case, I will quote 716. Here you have the interlayers. You have PVV and SGP. If you're quoting residential and commercial, you can use PVV. If you're quoting a commercial project and you're quoting a window or a door in a 80th, 90th floor, then you can choose SGP for a more strong product. But in this case, when it's residential, you can use PVV. Then we have glass color. We have bronze, clear, and gray. Here you have the options for the low ease. That is usually also required by the client. You have here option for privacy glass, equal leg, and colonials. If your client wants colonials, you can choose your grill type, double applied, grill models, flat, grill pattern colonial, and then you input how many horizontal and vertical bars you need. If you don't need any colonials, just here on grill type, leave it as none. And finally, choose the frame color. We have white, satin black, clear anodized, and bronze. Here we put the measurement width times height. We can do 50 by 80. And here you have the minimum and maximum measurements that you can quote this window. Here also you have the pressures, you have the qualified square feet, the DLO, and the performance class. Once you have completed all these requirements and you have input your measurements, you will save. And it's gonna show down here. Line 1, mark a quantity, the category name, the product, frame color, glass color, width, height, and the price. Please be aware that this price is only used for training purposes. This may not be your price on your software. Now here you have mark, you have quantity, you have to edit the line, you can duplicate, and you can delete. If you want to change the mark, in this case you will click here and then change and save. If you want to change your quantity, instead of 1, you can choose 2 and then save, and it's going to update the price as well. If you want to change the measurement or the glass color, you click on the little watch, and then here it depends on what you want to change. If it's the glass, if it's the glass color, if it's the measurement, and you will save. If you're quoting an exact same window, but the only thing that you need to change are the measurements or the mark, you can always duplicate it. It says, really, do you want to duplicate the sale order line? Okay. And it will show down here, the second line. If you want to delete it, you can just come up here and delete. Okay, now we will quote a single hung. And it's the same procedure for each product. Here we have the single hung. Same thing, we have to complete the glass type, the glass interlayer, the glass color. Here for single hungs, horizontal sliders, and casement windows, we want to add the screen. We choose the lock type and the frame color. Please be aware that if your client wants a glass color that is not here on our software or a frame color that is not on our software, you can always call the programmer and let him know what you need, and we'll add it to your quote, including the price. Then we put the measurements. Let's say this window is for a bathroom. We will add privacy glass and we will save. As you can see here, it says white frame color and gray with privacy glass. Now we'll do a horizontal slider. These are the different configurations that you have with horizontal sliders. Please be aware that these configurations is from the outside, is as if you were looking to the house from the outside. So now here we choose, again, same glass type, glass interlayer, glass color. We want to add the screen, the log type regular, and the frame color. We add the measurements. And save. Now we will quote 2 windows with a mullion. So we have 2 mullions. We have the mullion for the 100, 200, and 300 series, and we have the mullion for the casement windows. This is our mullion. In this case, you have the option to choose the position of the mullion, if it's going vertical, if it's going horizontal, between what window, if it's a horizontal with a fixed window, if it's a single hung with a single hung. You have those positions here, and then you will choose the frame color. So let's say in this case I want 2 fixed windows, one next to another, and I will use this for reference. So you have to quote first the windows and then quote the mullion. You cannot quote the 2 windows and the mullion together. So I already have here 2 fixed windows, 50 by 80. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the mullion. In this case, it's going to be 1 mullion, 1 vertical mullion, and I want to make sure that I put here on mark the same mark that I put on the 2 windows, so that I know the 2 of them go together. We come here, window, mullion, which is the 100, 200, and 300 series. For position adapter, we're going to put vertical between fixed, the frame color, and in this case, I'm going to subtract 1 inch from the height of the window. The height of the window is 80, so here my mullion is going to be 79. And I'm going to save. And here you have it, you have the 2 windows and the mullion. Now I'm going to quote a casement window. Casement. Here, if you leave your mouse on top of the image, you're going to see that you have the casement left hinges, casement right hinges, you have the on-in, and you have the double casement. Same thing, you have to choose your glass type, your glass interlayer, the glass color, make sure to add the screen and the frame color. We add the measurements and save. And those are all of my windows. Now we're going to quote special shapes. We have special shapes, and we have the arch top fix, which is this one. We would have to add here the width, the height, and then the height for the frame short side. We have the arch fix, you have the regular one, and then you have this one with the colonials already included in the arch. Then you have the half circle, the tombstone, the circle fix, the trapezoid, the octagon, and the irregular pentagon. And same thing. We have to complete all of these requirements: the glass type, the glass interlayer, the glass color, and the frame color. Here we put the width. Let's say my maximum height is 80 and my frame short side is 60. And automatically they will give you the measurements from here to here. And then we save. Next, we have the sliding glass doors. We have the EC400, And here you choose if you want to put it 2 tracks or 3 tracks. When you click 2 tracks, you have all these configurations. Remember, this is the configuration looking from the outside. So when you choose the image that you want to quote, then you will have these requirements here. You have threshold, you have the high seal, low seal, and standard. You have the glass type. This time I'm going to quote this sliding glass door with 916. I'm going to choose the interlayer, and now when we click on glass color, you'll notice that with 916 you have more different glass colors. You have bronze, clear, gray with turtle coat, gray, which is basically black, and then you have green. You have here the option to add low E as well, privacy glass, and the screen. Here the screen is optional, it depends on what the client is requiring. You have here frame color, handle type, you have the pull handles, sliding glass door, and the handle color. Please be aware that the handle color always matches the frame color. And then here we input the measurements. I'm going to show you that here if you put a measurement that it's not approved by the Florida Building Code, you will receive a red sign here. So let's say 122, it will let you know height must be less or equal than 120. And same thing here on the width. Then we save. And it will appear here. Now, if you want to quote a 3-track sliding glass door, it's the same process. We choose EC400, product 3-track, and then we choose a configuration. The threshold, glass type, glass interlayer, glass color, frame color, handle type, and handle color. We input the measurements 120 by 120 and save. Now we're going to quote residential doors. We go residential door, and for the residential door you have 2 options for the hardware. You have the hole for cylinder lock and you have the 3-point lock. We usually quote the hole for cylinder lock because that way the customer have the option to buy the handle that they like, and that way they don't have to stick with the 3-point lock. So when you click hole for cylinder lock, you're going to have these images here. You have the right hinge door, the left hinge, you have the double doors with the active panel and the inactive panel, and you have all of these with mid rails. When you click on the door that you want to quote, then we complete here the requirements, thresholds 1/4, bottom rail standard, glass type 716, glass interlayer PVV, glass color gray. I'm going to add privacy to this one. Then I'm going to add frame color white, and for the handle type we have the different options. We have 1 hole on the active panel, 2 holes on the active panel, 4 holes, so 2 on each panel, 2 holes on the active and 1 on the inactive, and you have a digital black. In this case, I'm going to choose 2 holes on the active and as you can see here, you have also the option to choose a design. Here are some of the designs that we offer, and each design has a different code, a different name. So when you click on the image, you're going to see here that it says design name KD042. If your client wants a design but they're not sure which design they want to go with, just make sure you add this one, design custom, because this one, it includes the price of the design. If you don't add it, well, your door is gonna be cheaper. So we choose the design, we put the measurements, and save. Okay, you also have the option to quote a residential door with a transom, in this case with a fix at the top. So it's going to look like this with a 3-point lock, and with the whole 4-cylinder lock, it's going to look like this. Here you will put the width, the complete height, and the door height, and the system will automatically give you the height of the fixed window. But nothing here changes, are the same requirements. Now I will show you our commercial doors. For commercial doors, you also have two categories. You have the 3-point lock and the panic device. You will choose the handle based on what your customer needs. So if it's just a regular commercial door, you will go for the 3-point lock, that it looks like this. And if your customer is looking for a commercial door with a panic device, you will click here, panic. And these are the options. Okay, I'm going to quote, then you have here the 3-point lock with the transom with the fix at the top, and the panic device also with the transom at the top. In this case, I'm going to quote the 3-point lock, a regular commercial door. And we complete this first. Threshold, you have the ADA compliance. For bottom rail, you have the standard and the ADA. For glass type, only commercial, you can quote 916 and insulated. With commercial, you don't have the option to quote with 716. So we'll choose here 916. Glass interlayer PVV, glass color gray, frame color, handle type is the standard push and pull. Handle color, we'll choose clear anodized, and the closer type. Then we input the measurements and save. Now I will show you the storefronts. And in storefronts, you have the full view storefront and the side lights. For full view, you have all these options. You have one panel, and you have up to 8 panels that you can quote together. So here, I'm going to quote 2 panels. Glass type 916, glass interlayer PVB, glass color gray, and frame color. Then we have the measurements and save. Now let's say that I want to add 2 side lights to my residential door, to my double door. So same thing. First you have to quote the door separate and then the side lights. So you want to make sure that in your mark you have the same letter so that you know they are going together. We go here at line 1, aluminum, storefront, and then we click skylight. You have skylight right and skylight left. In this case, I want one skylight right and one skylight left. Let's say that my total width was 120, so 120 minus 72, which is the width of the door, I have 48 inches. And 48 inches, I divide them by 2, and I get 24, so that will be the width of each of my skylights. So 24 by 80. We choose glass type, glass interlayer, glass color, and the frame color. Save. And now, since I want to add my skylight right, I don't have to put it from the beginning. I can just duplicate the line and change the configuration. So we edit and skylight left. We have skylight left, skylight right, and we save. And there you have it. We have a fixed window, single hung, horizontal slider, we have a mullion, casement, we have a shape, we have 2 sliding glass doors, 1 residential door, commercial door, storefronts, and skylights. Now, here, as you can see, we, the manufacturer, do not use this option because we only manufacture, but if you install, if you deliver, you can use this add service option. Here, for services, you have delivery, installation, permits, other mobilization. You can use this to just provide the complete quote to your client, including the products, delivery, or installation. So for example, if we want a delivery, we'll choose delivery. In the description, you can put your client's address or any other description. For quantity, you can put how many panels you're delivering and then here the unit price. And then you save. I'm just going to demonstrate here. And you're going to have it here at the bottom. Services, delivery, unit price, 200. If you want to delete it, just click here. If you want to edit it, we click on the little watch and save. And now here we have the different quote sales orders that we can send to our client. But before sending the quote, we want to add the markup. So we go to update quote, and on markup you're going to add your percentage. So I'm going to put 50% and save. If you click here on summary, you will see your prices, customer subtotal, customer tax amount, the customer services, and the total. Now here we have the customer sales order. This one, it shows the unit price per product. So as you can see, each product here on the quote has its Florida approval number and the descriptions. Here at the bottom, also here you have the picture of the design. And here at the bottom you have your service. You have subtotal, tax, services, and total. And here are the terms and conditions. Please be aware that if you send your client a quote and it has been 15 days since you sent your client a quote, and your client needs to place the order after 15 days, you will not be able to confirm your order. You will first have to update each line, and the price may vary. Due to that, after 15 days, the prices can change due to aluminum, glass, and that is included on the terms and conditions of the quote. Then we have the customer total sale. This quote doesn't include the unit price, it just shows the total order amount. And then here we have view quote sell order. This one is the quote that you can provide to your installers to install the product, because they will have the mark, the specifications of the product, and the measurements, and it does not include any pricing. You will also have another sales order here, which is the EC, and the EC sales order is the one that you will be using to pay the manufacturer. So EC is the quote that you'll be giving, or that you'll be paying Eurocraft. Now, if your client decides to go with the order, please make sure you confirm the order. And after you confirm the order, you have 24 hours to make any changes to your order. After 24 hours, and after we have received payment, the order goes to production. And once order is approved for production, there's no going back to make changes to a quote or an order. So this is our quote. And once we go back here, quote sales orders, you'll see that you have your first quote. It says your quote number, dealer name, project name, when the quote was generated, and then here total due. Please be aware that you'll have here your logo with your information. Once you have gathered your credentials to have access to the software, you can contact our programmer and let him know to add your logo with your information here. Order is approved for production. You're going to have on this side different dates. You're going to have the confirmation date, the approved for production date, and the ETA. The ETA is an approximated date that you will know your order will be ready. And this is it for the Eurocraft software training for aluminum products. If you have any questions or concerns about your estimate, about a custom product that you would like to add to your estimate, you can always get in contact with our programmer, Walter, and he will be able to assist you.